Hello again, everyone. This is Gilmer, and this is episode 4 of my Let's Play Rise of Prussia Gold, the First Silesian War. And I had a suggestion to turn the sound effects down a little bit, so I have done that. I hope it works out well for everybody. But here we go. So we are looking at Huh. That's weird. Why are these all still on assault? That one isn't. I think that's because I just changed them. Okay. So, we have to one of the things that we have to do is we have to split him and then put one of these 51. That one's a 35, but it's probably because of replacements. Where is he? This one, yes. So we're going to put him in there, and then we're going to put this guy back together. Was that the guy? What does this guy do? I guess that's it. I'm not really positive about that. So, I don't really like having these guys out here. I don't suppose there's any way for me to get more generals. Well, I will just, oh, Nice is right there. I will just use these units as garrison units. And Glatz is right there. So I want to take this off synchronized movements, and then I want to kind of split these two up, split the stacks up. So I'm just going to take a look. So he's at 1600. He's at 13. He's at 14. He's at... So it looks like I want to do these two together and these two together. Now, something to think about, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal in this scenario, but I was watching a video by History Guy Gaming, I think is his channel, and he's doing Civil War II, and somebody had mentioned filling up the army stack and then starting to build your core stack, but the Ajod Wiki says that the army stack is kind of a support unit, and it would support core. So if you have an army and a core going into a region, the core will engage first, and then the army stack may engage later in later rounds. It won't necessarily engage on the first round. So that's something to think about in bigger games, but in this game, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. At some point, there are going to be actual troops coming from Austria, because I don't think this is a scenario where I get to just steamroll everything. I think that there will be some fights. I think they'll be coming from the... Let's see where... There's Linz. Okay, here's Vienna. So they'll be coming up here from Vienna probably. Maybe coming this way. I don't know. Oh, they'll probably go this way. They'll probably go straight up this road through Brunn, Austerlitz, Olomouc. That's cool how that's spelt the way it is. I played the game Kingdom Come Deliverance, and it's spelled Lomouc, I think, in Kingdom Come Deliverance, and they talk about it. They talk about somebody being from Olomouc. Oh, I think it was when they were in the the bar, the pub, and they were talking about a priest from Olomouc, and but it's pronounced or it's spelled differently because I have when I play that game I have subtitles on and they spell the cities out when they talk about them. But anyway, so that's kind of interesting. I think that obviously cities are spelled differently in everybody's language. So, and I think that once I take Nice, that I will then move these two corps to Namslau, and then they will move on down this way, possibly Gleiwitz, Katowice, and then Ratibor. Not really positive exactly how I'm going to do this. I have to come over here to get Konigratz. So, what can we do? Is there anything? Depot battalion. They're not going to let me build. They are not going to let me build regular units, which kind of is a little bit annoying. But we need replacements. And this guy's still locked. Is there anybody else? Let's turn this off. Okay. Eh, 23 days. I don't know. Let's have him stop after 15 days in Glogau. I'm still trying to get this guy. Let's put him in this area, and then we'll add him to one of those stacks. He's not very strong. He's not a very strong unit, just a power of 17, but every little bit helps. What else is there to do? I mean, I almost want to say there's no sense in getting conscripts and money if I'm not going to be allowed to actually build units other than depots, but depot battalions and some pioneers and some supply wagons. I don't understand why this guy is not. Oh, it says it's an observation corps from Brandenburg. But Brandenburg's part of Prussia. Come on, man. Let's see how all of them have a little lock icon on them. That means we can't move them. And this has a little lock above it. Now this lock is a little different. This means I can't add anything to it. But it doesn't matter because there's nothing up there to add to it anyway. But the lock above this and then all these little locks say they can't move out of that region. So, did I look at all of the messages? I think I did, because I kind of went over them and explained how I think that it's very important to read all of your messages. I do remember these two being congratulated, so we have looked at all of our messages. Let's go ahead and proceed to the next turn. Okay. So let's take a look at this. He is 28, 14. He's 36, 22. Let's put him in that. Because like I said, I think core, it doesn't really do much, but I think the core would start the attack before anybody else. Now, let's take a look at this. Surrender. Weaken a besieged enemy by dispiriting the enemy soldiers, enticing them to surrender. This decision is also rare and should be used wisely. This decision costs these assets 5,000 thalers. I've got plenty of money. This decision has these effects if it succeeds. This decision will trigger the following scripted event: RGD script surrender. The decision generates these assets 1 national morale. The decision will, on average, augment by 50% your military control in the region. This change will only apply if an enemy owns the region. The decision has these constraints. So I think that's something. Trader. When it says rare, I'm wondering how rare it is. See, we don't have a siege works available because we've already used it. That is a size 2 fort. That is a size 2 fort. I have to do it, though. I have to try to do something. Let's see if we can assault. Let's see if we can assault here as well. All right. Let's see if we can get this one going. So I'm hoping the sound isn't too loud, but there is going to be some sound effects. So we won that battle. And we won that battle. So as you can see, so what that means is that when I right click over here, a unit that's inside that city will disappear. But these two units are outside of the city. He's on inactive right now. That's not good. He can't even do that. Actually, I probably want him on defensive as well. And then he is going inside there as well. So let's look at the messages. We can train some light infantry. We can train some heavy cavalry. Prussian hussars. Confronted by numerous and better hussars that are more and more daring, Frederick has to reinforce his squadron of hussars. to stop the destruction of his communication lines. The Prussian hussars, I see this word used for a lot of different type of troops. These are not the exact same as what the Polish hussars were, the winged hussars. The winged hussars were a heavy cavalry that used lances that were very strong, very considered elite units. And I'm not sure that the hussars in other places could be elite units, but the hussars in this period are more likely to be light cavalry and scout cavalry. And if we take a look, it doesn't really... No, wait a minute. It says movement, light cavalry. So they're light cavalry. They're not the... They are not the... Oh, what did I just do? They are not the heavy cavalry that you see in any kind of Polish type scenario of the 1600s. So I'm going to move these guys down here. I mean, they're fairly strong. I mean, 4 units, 117 power. That's not that bad. But the Polish power would probably be, each unit would probably be right at 100 power. So that if there were 4 Polish hussar units, they'd probably be 400. If you ask me. I could be wrong. So anyway, we looked at that. We are besieging the Glatz fortress. We captured the Glatz fortress, won national morale. We won a battle at the Nice fortress. And if you look up here, our national morale is at 144. We gained 1 from a regional decision, 1 from a battle. Final amount 44, and that is partly because we captured Glatz and we captured Nice. So that's 3 plus 5, which is 8. Add to that the 2 gained 1 from battle and 1 from regional decision. Oh, okay. Changes from objectives under control 8, so that's why we're at 144. And Austria is at 88. And it tells us we gained some engagement points from these battles. We captured 381 supply carts and 117 crates of ammunition. And on the other one, we captured 1,090 supply carts and 361 crates. So you can see that that's what we captured. So they should be all completely full on supply. Schweidnitz. Should we take Schweidnitz? Well, as you can see, we kind of have a corridor down which we have attacked. So, that militia is not going to. So what we want to do is put a guy there. Put a guy there. So let's take a look at what we've done so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So we're 5 out of 11. Oh, it says it right here. Control 5 out of 11. Points. We're gaining 15 to their 18 per turn. Prisoners of war, total combat losses, we've lost 6,180. Enemy has lost 11,002 men. This scenario will end in early January 1742. It's turn 12 and 14 turns remain. So we're in pretty good shape, actually, because we're not even halfway through the scenario, and we're almost at the halfway point. You know, obviously it's an odd number, so you can't be 50%, but you know, we're at 5/11, which is what, about 45%, and we could take 2 pretty quickly in the next couple of turns or so. I just want to make sure we do this the best way we can. That's going to take 13 days. Why is it going to take him 19 days? Well, that can't be helped. There's nothing I can do to speed him up. Well, I guess I could make him do a forced march. But it doesn't say. Forced march. Success chance depends of the units you have. Currently 80% chance. Forced march can exhaust your troops. Shortcut Shift M. Well, I almost have to do it. That's going to take 24 days. How about him? 16 days. Oh well. Where are... Oh, they're still up here. I think I want to put them in this unit since they don't, because they don't have any supply. This is we captured this. Why is it uncontrolled? Oh, that's that same thing. It's an Austrian objective town and uncontrolled. Prussian objective town, we control it. But it doesn't have a depot. This doesn't have a depot either. And this doesn't have a depot. I wonder if he'll build it. Size 3 city. I wonder if I need to I don't know what size their garrison is. I'm going to do this because there's a 137 power unit in here. I don't want them coming up here and taking Nice. So I will do that. Oh, the final one. Sire, sappers from Prussia have made a mine explode under the bastions, creating an extra breach in Glatz. We got some of the troops to surrender. And here are our congratulated units. Kurt von Schwerin, Henry de la Motte Fouquet. Is he? Heinrich. Friedrich Wilhelm von Holstein Beck. Seniority 1. And Prince Heinrich von Preußen has been congratulated. So nobody can be promoted, but that's not that bad of a deal in a smaller scenario. don't know what size they are either. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to send all of my forces there because I'm going to keep him central so that he can have control over these units. Let's see what his... Yeah, see, he can control units all the way up to Namslau and units all the way down to Schweidnitz or Konigratz. So that's something that I want to make sure he stays central. But I am splitting up my forces, and eventually we're going to run into some armies, and that's going to be a little worrisome. Let's what I'm doing is I'm cycling through all my units. Just to make sure I'm not missing any. I'm pressing R. On the keyboard I'm pressing R, and that's cycling through my units just to make sure there's nothing out here that I've missed. Glatz. Okay. I'm sending one. From Nice to Glatz. Inside Nice. There's one inside Brieg. Okay. I'm just checking to see if we have regular infantry going to these objective cities. We failed our force march with 3 Army Corps. Oops. Yeah, well, that actually is a good thing because we didn't want to siege works. Interesting. Okay. Nope. That's not who I want it with. I want it up there. He's going to get there in 5 days. He's actually active now. Okay, so let's see. Nothing. We failed our force march. So our force march failed, and I really didn't want to do it anyway because why is he locked? That's interesting. Not really sure. We've started building a depot in Glatz. We have finished building a depot in Glatt. Siege works established. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Okay. Siege works for whatever reason. All right. I can live with that. Mine. What's in here? 137. Yeah, I think we can do that. And he's only at 805. But their power is only 39. Where is that? And then we'll be down here. That's yeah, that's the I told you to go here. Oh, they're already going there. Okay. We put the Pioneer Battalion in the Silesian Army. We're moving Kurt von Schwerin still on his march. I don't like doing that, having, a move that goes across 2 turns, but there really wasn't much for that. I'm going to assault this fortress. It's unfortunately not an actual strategic fortress. And then this one, I'm going to wait. It does have a fort. I'm going to wait and see if you know what? Let's do this and see if that works. So we are playing the Honors of War decision on this. It takes 3 turns. Offer negotiation for Honors of War to a besieged enemy. If they accept, soldiers will be sent back home, paroled, and you'll gain the structure without a fight. This decision has these effects if it succeeds. The decision will trigger the following scripted event: RGD script offer of war. And then you can read all the rest. The garrison can either accept Honors of War or refuse Honors of War. So it takes 3 turns though, but I don't know that unless I get a breach, I don't know that I'm going to be able to assault that. That's interesting that that's an actual unit. I'm going to save this turn and then I'm going to proceed to the next turn. And that should be it for today. Prussian victory in the Battle of Cassel. Oh! See, I knew we were going to run it. I knew we were going to run this. Holy moly. So as you can see, we've run into Whenever you lose a battle or you retreat from a battle, if it's a stalemate and you see your troops are on retreat or the green passive posture, unless your unit is completely and utterly destroyed or it's so weak it can't fight, you want to take that off immediately. And my core here is still very much a viable core. I took it off the passive posture immediately. And I'm actually going to move him back and put him together with him. And actually, I think I'm going to do that. Put those three together so that we can deal with this force. I saw one force coming up this way. So what I want to do, I think, is I'm going to use these cavalry as screening forces to see if that other army, because I saw 2 stacks actually, and one of them was going this way and this one was the second one. What's going on over here? Okay, I gotta unlock him to combine. So let's take a look at our messages before we sign off for the day. Austria surrendered to us in region Namslau, losing 4 units. We gained 12 victory points and 1 national morale point. The enemy garrison surrendered. We took 300 prisoners. We captured the Kosel fortress. That was this. 1 national morale point gained. Cohesion and organization being so low, that's kind of why I don't like doing a move across 2 turns. His cohesion and organization was low, and so that battle ended up being a draw. Flugel has arrived in Königgrätz, and then we moved back to Nashad, and then nothing much more. While taking Namslau Schloss, we managed to capture 72 supply carts and 35 crates. While taking Kosel Fortress, we captured 117 supply carts and 73 crates of ammunition. And then here. The decision to offer honors awards is not valid because they just surrendered on the first turn. And Dietrich von Anhalt-Dessau was congratulated for his victory against the enemy. Was that him? I think it was this guy. So that's it. That's going to be it for today. I hope the sound was a little bit better for today. I hope you're gaining some knowledge if you didn't know some of the things that we've talked about. And I'm hoping you're enjoying the playthrough. I'm enjoying this. I knew that I would run up against some kind of Austrian forces at some point, but I think I'll be able to handle them once I get these 3 units under one guy, and then we'll look to actually engage this force again. Because really, basically what happened was Kurt von Schwerin came to Königgrätz. He fought a stalemate, a draw with this guy. And so I think he had more troops or more power. So Kurt von Schwerin retreated to Nashad, and they put him on passive posture and retreat if engaged. So when this unit moved to Nashad, kind of, I guess, maybe pursuing him, maybe? I don't know. He just retreated back to Reichenbach, and that's what has happened. So we're going to get these 3 units together. We're going to see about reconnaissance in this area, and then if there is a unit in this area, I think we're going to attack it first. I think it's a weaker unit than this one, but it depends. If this guy moves here, then we will probably move here. And actually, I'm going to put him on. And I'm actually going to also put him on this, because if he somehow manages to catch Kurt von Schwerin and Reichenbach, this unit might march to the sound of guns, and if this unit is here at that point, it might march to the sound of guns as well. And if that's the case, then we'll be in good shape. So anyway, that is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.